Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to Learn Like Pro. In this video, we are going to see some problems on percentages. We have already seen the introduction of percentages in the previous videos. Now let us start with some basic problems. And here goes the first problem. 16.66% of y is equal to 1200, then find y. This calculation may look difficult, but in real it is so easy. I already told you to remember some of the fraction values converted to percentages. If you had read those, you will know that 16.66% is nothing but 1 by 6. So if we write 1 by 6 in the place of 16.66%, then it becomes 1 by 6 of y is equal to 1200. That is nothing but 1 by 6 into y is equal to 1200. So then if we solve this, it becomes y equal to 1200 into 6, that is nothing but 7200. See, this is very simple. So therefore 16.66% of 7200 becomes 1200, and we have solved this within seconds. And let's move on to the second problem. 57.75% of a number exceeds 37.75% of a number by 800. Find the number. Here he says 57.75% of a number and also 37.75% of the same number. So here he is talking about a single number in both the cases. So let us consider that number as y. So if I consider that number as y, it becomes 57.75% of y, that is nothing but 57.75% into y, and 37.75% of y. 37.75% of y, that is nothing but 37.75% into y. So here he says this number exceeds this number by 800. That is nothing but the difference between these two numbers is equal to 800. So if we solve this, it becomes 57.75% minus 37.75% into y is equal to 800. So the difference between the two numbers is nothing but 57.75% minus 37.75%, that is nothing but 20%. 20% of y is equal to 800. So if we solve this, it becomes 20 by 100 into y is equal to 800. Then y is equal to 800 into 100 by 20. If we solve that, it becomes 4000. So this is the solution. Y is nothing but 4000. And now the third problem is find 87.5% of 2400. From the previous videos, we will know that 87.5% is equal to 7 by 8. So if we write 7 by 8 in the place of 87.5%, it becomes 7 by 8 into 2400. So then if we solve this, then 7 by 8 into 2400 becomes 2100. So 87.5% of 2400 is nothing but 2100. This problem is very simple, as we know the value of 87.5% in fractions. But if you are asked a question like this, for example 92.5% of 2400, then what will we do? We know that there is no fraction which represents 92.5%. In that case, what we have to do is, we have to try to remember a value near to 92.5% which can be converted to a fraction. For example, 87.5% can be converted as a fraction, that is 7 by 8, and also it is near to 92.5%. Then we will write this 92.5% as 87.5% plus 5%. So 87.5% plus 5% is nothing but 92.5%. Then we'll write this as 87.5% plus 5% of 2400. So we know that 87.5% is nothing but 7 by 8 and 5% is nothing but 5 by 100, that is 1 by 20. So it becomes 7 by 8 plus 1 by 20 of is nothing but into of 2400. Now if we solve this, it becomes 7 by 8 into 2400 plus 1 by 20 into 2400. So if we solve this, we will get the value as 2220. So the final solution for 92.5% of 2400 is 2220. So in the case if we get the questions like this, we have to split them as follows and we have to solve the problem. So these are all very simple problems and the basic models. Now let us move to the next level of percentages. Okay, the next concept in percentages is increased and decreased percentages. Increased and decreased percentages. Here we will have two formulas, one for increased percentage and one for decreased percentage. So increased percentage is equal to difference by minimum value into 100 and decreased percentage is equal to difference by maximum value into 100. In this kind of problems, two values will be given for which we have to find the increased and decreased percentage. We have to find the difference between those two values and we have to substitute the difference here. And if we want to find the increased percentage, we have to write down the minimum value here, and if we want to find out the decreased percentage, we have to substitute the maximum value here. So minimum value for increased percentage and maximum value for decreased percentage. Okay, is it clear? Then let us move to the problems. Okay, the first problem is A got 20% more marks than B. Then what percent less marks did B get than A? Okay, in this question, we have just got only one clue, that is A got 20% more marks than B. We know nothing else than this. So in percentages, whenever we don't know the value of something, we can consider one value as 100. So here, whose value is to be considered as 100? A's or B's? Here, A is dependent on B because A got more marks than B. So we have to consider B's marks as 100. So let us consider B got 100 marks. So then A got 20% more marks than B. So we have to find 20% of 100. So 20% of 100 is nothing but 20 by 100 into 100, that is equal to 20. So A got 20 more marks than B. So therefore A marks becomes 120. Okay. Then he says, then what percentage less marks than B get than A? What percentage less marks? In this case, we have to find the decreased percentage. As I already told you, decreased percentage is equal to difference by maximum value into 100. So here the difference is the difference between A's marks and B's marks, that is nothing but 20 by the maximum marks among these two values, that is 120. So 120 into 100. So 20 by 120 into 100. If we solve this, we will get 1 by 6. So as we already know, 1 by 6 if converted into percentages, it becomes 16.66%. So then what percentage less marks did B get than A is nothing but 16.66%. So this is the solution for this problem. Okay, now let us move on to the next problem. The second problem is, Shiv got some chocolates from the store. He found that 10% of them are melted, and the rest of the chocolates he distributed among Priya and Shriya. So Shriya got 10 more chocolates than Priya. By what percentage Shriya got more chocolates than Priya? Here the question is, by what percentage Shriya got more chocolates than Priya? So here he is asking the increased percentage, the increased percent in the chocolates. So here we doesn't know any value. First of all, we have to assume a value. Okay. Let us consider Shiv got some 100 chocolates from the store, and here he says 10% of them are melted. So let us find out 10% of 100. That is 10 by 100 into 100. That is nothing but 10. So 10 chocolates out of 100 chocolates are melted. So the remaining chocolates will be 90 chocolates. So these 90 chocolates are distributed among Priya and Shriya. And then he says Shia got 10 more chocolates than Priya. So let us first assume that Priya got some X chocolates. We are assuming Priya's value as Shreya is dependent on Priya. So if Priya gets X chocolates, then Shreya gets 10 plus X chocolates. So now we can write this as X plus 10 plus X is equal to 90. So then 2x plus 10 is equal to 90. So if we solve this, X becomes 40. So therefore Priya got 40 chocolates and Shreya got 10 more chocolates than Priya, that is 50 chocolates. So we got the values of Priya and Shreya. So he is asking what percentage more chocolates did Shreya get than Priya. So we can find out the increased percentage now as we have found out these two values. So now the increased percentage becomes difference by minimum value into 100. So here the difference between the chocolates is nothing but 10 and the minimum value among these two values is 40. 10 by 40 into 100. So if we solve this, we'll get 100 by 4, that is 25%. So Shreya got 25% more chocolates than Priya. So that's it, we are done. And this is how to solve the problems on increased and decreased percentages. So these are the few problems and the basic problems on percentages. In the next videos, we will see some more concepts on percentages. If you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to comment below the video. We are ready to help you. If you find this video useful, please don't forget to like and share it. And for more videos, please subscribe to our channel Learn Like Pro. Thank you.